That means she's going to finish on the right. And I have a feeling that she was the one that wanted to pick the lane she wanted to finish it on and not make Dede finish on the left, which she will. I think it was a personal choice.
Great opening shot for Leanne Barrette. Talked about Dede Davidson having 2 300s this week. That's phenomenal. The record, by the way, is 4. That was Marianne DeRupo, did it in Las Vegas.
In 2022, authorities identified Ruckner as a suspect in the case. He's currently in jail for the rape of a 72-year-old woman. I think they're hoping that
Won't be a 300 for Dede Davidson tonight. Leanne Barrette with the only chance left, and it is still, by the way, worth $50,000 if anyone would shoot it, presented by PWBA.com.
Great opening shot for Dede. Just a little bit light in the pocket, even a weak 7.
Covers it up. Well, there is a new frame number 2, Dede Davidson on a spare. As the strike's going again. Leanne Barrette participated in some action that went on early this week. On Saturday, there was a shootout. A lot of fun things going on. A celebrity match that paired some righties and some lefties. Bob Hafer of the Patriot News was here, and he helped bowl in that. Chris Clements, a junior bowler, 14 years old. He shot 656 to get into that event scratch.
Oh, fast, didn't they? Yeah.
Leanne leaves a 4-7. There was a $1,000 winner take all, which included Anne-Marie Dugan, Leanne Barrette, Tiffany Stanbro, and Liz Johnson, along with a couple of amateurs, Dave Kohler and Roger Horst. And Dave gave Anne-Marie a run for her money, but Anne-Marie won that event. And then there was a shootout with a bunch of strikes. A lot of fun, great time.
That's right. All the ladies got a little bit of money in that event and did a lot of promoting for the sport of bowling. We're going to look at Leanne's game. Now, she does take a lot of time. You know, she's a very deliberate player. Watch her steps. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's absolutely nothing hurried there, but watch the end. She just gets all of it. Very deep knee bend. Very deep. And her hand, and she has great hand and wrist action at the foul line.
That's the result when you do it just right. Jennifer Swanson this week. You saw her last week. She's back on track, right up there in contention. Stacy Ryder doing stats for her. She matches her best finish of the year.
And then 12, Kim Terrell. She had actually the 7th highest average, but had a signer in her back that said, beat me in match play. She only won 6 of 24. And in 15th, Carolyn Doran Ballard, just inducted into the Fort Worth Women's Bowling Association Hall of Fame for superior performance. That is her second
Carolyn.
Hall of Fame. Yeah,
congratulations. Michelle Frank cashed in 6 of 8 this fall, and Shanna Ray picked up the big 4 this week in addition to shooting that 300.
And in 22nd, Allison Allmang. She bowled for the famous Wichita State University bowling team a few years ago. Liz Johnson, 24th.
Double for Dede Davidson. Puts her in the lead by 10 pins through 3 frames. Dede took last week off. Actually didn't bowl the event. She was frustrated mentally. Decided to take off and stay with some friends. Lisa Farwell, who's actually a bowler, has bowled a few tour stops. She had a lot of fun. She did bowl, but not competitively.
No,
well, not on tour.
Right. She said that it energized her for this week. And we have 2 majors coming up the last 2 weeks. And, you know, we all know how Dede performs in the majors. We see her in a lot of top 5 finishes in those events.
She strikes just like that in the majors. Leanne Barrette, speaking of majors, won her first one last year when she won the WIBC Queens event. First one out of 21 titles. Up high, leaving the
Yeah.
3-6. Struggling on lane 34.
Gonna look at a view from Leanne from behind. Now watch her walk left. See that right foot and the left foot there taking a very big step left, but you know what? That's going to allow her to project the ball to the right. Now, unfortunately, on this shot in the fourth frame, it didn't go far enough to the right, but by walking left, it does allow her to get that projection that she needs for her target, and that target is to the right.
Well, and she's been struggling with the longer patterns, and she told Lisa how she overcame it this week.
Well, no, yeah, you're right. I do struggle a little on the longer patterns. I don't bowl as well as I would like. I look for a earlier reaction. I don't like to see my ball go so far down the lane, but then I lose my back end. So I decided to drill our stronger back end balls, which were the Vortex 1 and the Vortex 2, with some strong drill patterns, so that I could play the back part of the lane instead of the front part of the lane. And it worked much better this week. I had a good feel all week, so hopefully it'll continue tonight.
Well, leaving a 10-pin so far, not continuing, but she is staying clean. Half a game left. And she needs to try to get that prediction to come true here, so we can see how much Halloween has to play in this outcome of this event.
That's right.
Well, we'll step aside for a moment, but please stay with us to see who will claim victory. Dede Davidson in the lead. We're in the 7th frame here at ABC West Lanes of the Greater Harrisburg Open. It's the championship match. Dede Davidson in the lead by 31 pins. While we were away, both players threw 2 strikes. But Dede Davidson now on 5 strikes as she throws the shot in the 7th.
Ooh, stomach.
She said looks good. It did look good. And result, not as good as the last 5.
Well, she has given a little bit of an opening to Leanne Barrette. We're going to see this ball definitely hits the pocket. Does look good, as Dede herself said. But she's going to need to convert this. This is at the end of 5 strikes, so staying clean. She still has a commanding lead.
Okay, covers it up, no problem. I want to take a minute to thank the Harrisburg Women's Bowling Association. As you see, Dede in the lead now by 30. They were out all week helping out, doing different things for the tour and the center, and we're getting a large volunteer base out here with the Women's International Bowling Congress and the local associations. And Barrette concentrating as she's working on a double and get right back in this match.
Max score for Dede, 269 at this point. That is if she strikes out in the 8th, 9th, and 10th frames. Oh, lessen that just a little bit.
It's in the pocket, though, and leaving makeable spares.
A little bit of light of day for Leanne. She has just a double through 7 frames. So, hey, she gets up in the 8th and 9th, and we got ourselves a ball game here.
Dede taking her time, being cautious on the spare. Can't afford to give anything away. Covers it up, and Leanne Barrette will step up in the 8th frame, trailing by 29 pins. Max score of 249. She can take it to 19 here.
Was diagnosed with Alzheimer's 5 years ago. A defense his attorneys leaned on, asking that he serve his sentence.
Didn't trip the 4-pin. Lisa, it looked like she fell off that shot just a little bit at the foul line.
Yeah, I think possibly she may have gotten a little bit quick in her first couple of frames, and that threw her timing off and definitely left of her target. Fortunately, it backed up enough, late down the lane to just leave a 4-pin. That could have been a lot worse. It could have been a lot worse there, but it wasn't. Look at that release point. See her hand come straight up. You see her fingers are not in a bent position, you know, and that is the game of the year of 2000. You know, it works so good. She lets all the balls do the work for her.
She trails by 30, and how much pressure do you think is on this lady? Doesn't want to let her friend Jack Bird down. Plus, she feels it's her last shot at winning this year. She told us that.
Well, yeah, she said, you know, admittedly she has not performed well in Rockford or Samstown, and that's where we go the last 2 weeks. You never know, though, and Jack Bird did predict that 22, title number 22 would be here. Playing about left of the second arrow, about 22nd board on that one. A little bit more speed.
Covers a spare up, but she is in a pretty big hole right now as Dede Davidson steps up in the 9th frame, leading by 33 pins. Best Leanne Barrette could shoot would be 215. Dede taking a little bit of time here.
Well, at this point, you know, she knows that she has to mark in one of the last 2 frames, basically. You know,
she is going to, exactly, she's going to need one mark in either of the 2 frames.
So that's why she's taking a little bit of time right now. She's going to go up in the 9th and say, let's get it out of the way now. Ooh.
Uh-oh.
Wow. She's going to have to make quite a shot to get it out of the way right now.
Watch this. This is just dead right off of her hand. Didn't have a chance. Just about got the 10 out.
4-7-10. Taking 2 of them.
Well,
Needed to take 2. That gets her 204 in the 9th frame.
Which means Steve.
Gotta have a mark.
She will need to mark, or Leanne Barrette will have a chance.
Can hear Dede taking a very deep breath at this point. The whole tournament coming down to 1 shot.
Must mark.
Sit on it. Finally.
Sit on it.
And she said finally. And it has been a while for this, and finally is the key word there. She hasn't won since 1998. Sit on it. Finally.
Well, and prior to that 1998 victory, it was a long dry spell. It was 1993 before that, so really only 1 title in 8 years. Dede Davidson claims the first PWBA bragging rights at ABC West Lanes. We'll be back with more. Don't go away.
Performance by Dede Davidson.